And welcome to Game 2 of this doubleheader. And Saints and Schreiner here from the OLLU Softball Field. As Cheyenne Carter on the mound for the Saints. And that first pitch is going to be fouled back out of play. On the count 0-1. There on Riggs, Coral Riggs. Second pitch in there for a ball to count even. 1 ball, 1 strike on Riggs. Carter 3 wins, 2 losses on the season. 7 games that she's pitched. She started 6, completed 1 save. She's a 4.2 earned run average. The count now 1-2 on Riggs. She's pitched 26 2/3 innings, given up 45 hits, 25 runs, 16 earned, walked 6, struck out 14. Giving up 2 doubles, 2 triples, 2 homers. And opponents are batting .360 against her. Count even 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Riggs.
2-2 the count.
And the pitch there on the outside quarter call, strike 3, 1 away.
One away, nobody on. Nicole Schreiner now batting.
Nicole Schreiner coming up to the plate now. And that first pitch is away and foul. So 0-1 the count. Right up the middle, and that's going to sneak through. Is not able to get to it there. Elrod, and that'll be an infield hit.
Runner on first.
And a runner on first now with 1 away here in the top half of the first inning. Alyssa Mackey coming to the plate. Mackey coming into today, .429 hitter with a homer and an RBI. Scored a run in the first game. That first pitch up high in the zone for a ball, 1-0 the count to Mackey. Freshman out of Houston.
Good pitch, Mac. Let's go.
So 2 balls, no strikes now. The count on Mackey. And the 2-0 from Carter. She will jab that one over foul to the right field side, and the count now 2 balls and a strike on Mackey. And the 2-1. She'll pull that one foul down the third base side, and the count will even up. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Saints 5-4 on the season after they take the first game of the series 6-3 earlier this afternoon. Lauren Garza picks up the win. That's it towards Sitter. And that is going to be brought down. And 2 down. Runner stays at first. And Sanchez able to bring that one down. So 2 outs, runner at first. Samantha Gordon up to the plate. Now a discussion between the umpires here. So now Gordon coming up to the plate. Sophomore from Edinburgh, Texas. And the pitch from Carter. Away in the out of the zone, and so it's going to be 1-0 the count to Cordon. Saints get 5-4 in the season, 6-3 win in game 1 here. Broke a 2-game losing streak. Schreiner now 0-5 on the season. And that's fouled off out of play. The count evens 1 ball, 1 strike.
Count is 1-1.
So Pioneers 0-5, losing series to Howard Payne, another one to Hardin Simon. And that's up in the zone. The count 2 balls, 1 strike. Out of the Southern Collegiate Athletic Conference. NCAA Division III. And the runner, the second, is safe. There's a runner now at second. 3-1 the count here on Cordon. Ball 4. So now runners at first and second. With 2 away here in the top half of the first inning. And Lauren Espinosa coming up to the plate now for Schreiner. Did not see her in the first game. She's a .333 hitter, 2 of 6 on the season with 1 RBI.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard.
Right, first one foul. The count 0-1 on Espinosa. Espinosa, sophomore out of Los Alamos, Texas. And the 0-1. Catches the outside edge. 0-2 the count now on Espinosa. Runners at first and second, 2 out. Top of the first. That's high up in the air. Foul out of play. Count stays 0-2. So no balls, 2 strikes. Pitch up in the zone. 1-2 now the count to Espinosa. Saints will be back in action again on Friday as conference play begins. That's going to be sent over to first. Taylor Daggy over it, steps on the bag, and that'll do it. We'll head now to the bottom half of the first inning.
Go to the bottom of the first.
Saints
No score. Saints
are still
coming to bat.
and Schreiner scoreless. You're watching Saints baseball or softball on the OLLU Saints Network. And welcome back, everybody. Bottom half of the first inning. Saints getting their first crack at the plate here. And Sanchez, Rodriguez, and Daggy will lead things off here at the bottom half of the first inning. Going up against Lorena Espinosa. Lorena Espinosa against sophomore from Los Fresnos.
Batting first.
On the season, she's
Number
0-2 in two appearances.
Lineup, Amanda Sanchez.
She's pitched 12 innings.
Center
She's got a
fielder.
6.57 earned run average. 12 and a third innings pitched, 21 hits, 12 runs, 9 earned, 8 walks, 3 strikeouts. Opponent's batting .396 against Espinosa. As Amanda Sanchez to the plate, 190 hitter for the Saints on the season with 1 RBI, 227 on base percentage. In the first pitch, away out of the zone for a ball, 1-0 the count. It's 1 ball, those strikes. And that's going to be sent towards center. Back and forward is Govett. And she's able to pull that one in, and that's 1 away.
Shortstop number 2.
So 1 out,
Liz
and that'll bring up the
Rodriguez.
shortstop, Liz Rodriguez. Elrod coming to the plate. She went 1 for 4 in game 1 of this series. The sophomore from here in San Antonio Clark High School. That one drops low out of the zone. 1-0 the count to Elrod. 1 out here, bottom half of the first inning, still scoreless from the OLLU Softball Field. And that's going to catch the inside quarter for a strike, and we're even 1 ball, 1 strike. Liz batting .259 on the season with an RBI. She's got a .355 on base percentage. Going up here against Espinosa. And that pitch is inside, and the count now 2-1 on Liz. Two won the count with 1 out here in the bottom half of the first inning. And that's going to be sent right over the second. Hard bounce, but able to handle it is Schreiner. And that'll be 2 down.
Number 7.
Taylor Daggy coming up to the plate now.
Taylor Daggy now batting for your Saints.
Taylor with a big first game. She was 3 of 4. She had a triple, a double, and a single. Scored a couple of runs, drove a run in. That first pitch to her, inside for a ball, 1-0 the count. Taylor, a .679 hitter on the season, a .710 on base percentage. She's got 3 homers, 14 RBIs. Leads the team in home runs, RBIs. She's now tied for the lead in triples at 1 with Brittany Martinez, and that one in there for a strike. The count is even, 1 ball, 1 strike on Daggy. The 1-1. That's sent back deep to left. It's got a chance, and it's gone. A solo shot for Taylor Daggy, and the Saints will take a 1-0 lead.
Home run for the Saints.
And that is home run number 4 on the season and RBI number 15. So there's the home run she was missing for the cycle in the first game. She gets it right off the bat here. So with 2 outs, Taylor Daggy gets a 1-run shot, and the Saints with a 1-0 lead here in game 2. Marissa Medina, the right fielder, coming up now for the Saints.
Marissa Medina now batting.
On that pitch, up and away out of the zone, 1-0 the count to Medina. Medina, .211 hitter on the season, .318 on base percentage. And that pitch inside as she spins away from it. The count 2 balls and no strikes now on Medina. And that's out of the zone and quickly. Up at the count 3-0 is Medina.
3-0.
Victoria Baldetis on deck. And that pitch is in there for a strike. The count 3 balls, 1 strike now for Medina. And that'll be called strike 2. The count is now full for Medina. And the 3-2. Sent high up in the air. And coming down with it there is Christopher. That'll do. 3 away.
Top of the second.
We head now top of the second inning. Saints take the 1-0 lead off the Daggy home run.
Coming to bat.
You're watching Saints Softball on the OLLU Saints Network. And welcome back. Sydney Christopher to lead things off, the catcher for Schreiner. Going up against Cheyenne Carter. Saints with a 1-0 lead, top half of the second inning. After Taylor Daggy hits her 4th home run of the season. The first pitch catches the outside quarter for a strike, 0-1 the count. And the 0-1 here. And that again will catch the outside quarter. And the count 0-2 on Christopher. Christopher, 250 hitter for today. And that's there for a ball on the count now. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Christopher. Cheyenne Carter 3-2 on the season for the Saints. He's got 4.05 earned run average, and that's count is now even 2 balls, 2 strikes. And has struck out 15 on the season in 27 2/3 innings. The batting average against her kind of high though a little bit at 0.357, and that's going to be pulled foul. The count stays 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out here in the top of the second inning. And the 2-2. That's it away foul. Count stays 2-2. Schreiner really made Saints pitchers work in that first game. Over 130 pitches total, or near 130 pitches total. Count stays 2-2. Again, they fight off another pitch there. Taylor Daggy threw 92 pitches in just 4 innings. And that one's ripped to left, and that one's got a chance, and it's foul. Just foul on that one, and she got a hold of it. That Christopher would have been her first of the year. And the count stays 2 balls and 2 strikes. And again, fighting off a pitch. The 2-2. That'll be sent towards right. It's going to fall, throw over to first, and then, they're going to hold off to it, but Christopher is safe at first. So a runner at first now with nobody out. And that is going to bring up Casey Govett, the center fielder.
Casey Govett. Now batting.
As Govett now. First pitch in there, a strike, 0-1 the count. Puts the bunt down. Throw to second, goes into center field. And Liz Rodriguez late getting over to second. Nobody home, and the ball goes into center field. So now runners at first and second, nobody out, and the defense, as it's done a few times this year, has left the pitcher in an awkward place. 2 outs and 2 on now. And Stewart now coming up to the plate. And we'll have a runner. And that will be Lindsay Martinez, a freshman from Mandera, Texas, at second base. So the tied run at second base with nobody out here, in the top of the second inning.
Now running at second base, number 6, Lindsay Martinez.
And the pitch here from Carter. And run. Nobody at first. Nobody covered first. And again, the defense not helping the pitchers. So the bases are loaded. Coach Kling coming out to the circle. While Coach Kling's out there, we'll take a quick break. You're watching Saints Softball on the OLLU Saints Network. And welcome back to the OLLU Softball Field. Bases are loaded, nobody out. Here on the top half of the second inning, Saints with a 1-0 lead, trying to hold on to that as it's getting a little more difficult. Samantha Hernandez coming up to the plate now for Schreiner. She had a big first game, and that first pitch there fouled off. So 0-1 the count on Hernandez. Bases loaded, nobody out. That's again fouled up high. And the count now 0-2 on Hernandez as she's going after cars driving by. And that pitch out, 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes here. Bases loaded, nobody out here in the top of the first. Or in the top of the second. A grounder, and that's going to get through. That's going to score 1 run. Around from second comes Govett. She will score. And we have a Stewart in a rundown, and she's going to be out at second. So 1 out, but 2 runs will score. Got a runner at first now.
1 out, 2 scored. Runner on first. Saints trail by 1.
It's now 2-1 in favor of Schreiner.
Coral Riggs, top of the order, now batting.
Coral Riggs, top of the order, back up now. And she's 0 for 1, struck out her first time up. Showing bunt. And that's up high in the zone for a ball. That's there for a strike, 0-1 the count. Or 1-1 the count. One the count here to Riggs. Right at first. Fouled back. And the count now 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes with 1 out. That's right there, nice stop there. I give it a third, but a good stop just to keep it from getting it out of the infield. But runners at first and second, 1 out here.
Nicole Schreiner.
As Nicole Schreiner coming up to the plate as she is 1 for 1 today. As they're showing bunt here. And brings it back in. It's in there for a strike. Count 0-1 now on Schreiner. And the butt is down. He'll be safe at first. So the bases
Safe
are
at
loaded.
first. Bases loaded, one away.
One out.
That brings up number 12, Alyssa Mackey.
Alyssa Mackey coming up to the plate now. She's batted .429 before today with a homer and an RBI for the freshman. That one towards the ground. A first, one away. The force at home.
Two away.
And now two down.
Bases loaded. Number 5, Sam Cordone.
So 2 outs now. Bases are loaded. Samantha Cordone coming to the plate. She walked her last time up. That pitch there for a strike would won the count. And the 0-1 there. 1 ball, 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs here. Bases loaded here. Top of the second, Saints trailing 2-1. And that one is ripped foul. The count 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. A pitch sent down the line, foul. The count stays 1-2. About 55 pitches now for Cheyenne Carter here in just an inning and 2/3. Up in the zone. And a count 2-2. Schreiner, like the first game, is really making the Saints pitchers pitch. So 2-2. And down to Taylor Daggy, steps on the bag. Schreiner gets 2 across in the inning. They leave 3 aboard. We'll go now to the bottom half of the second. Saints trailing 2-1. You're watching Saints Softball on the OLLU Saints Network. And welcome back, Victoria Balderas, to lead things off here for the Saints. Victoria, .478 hitter with a homer, 5 RBIs. She had a home run and a couple of RBIs last game. See if she can tie things up. She tied the Saints. Well, got the Saints tied up back in game 1 when they were trailing 3-1. She can do the same here with a solo shot. That's going to be set right over the third. Off the shoulder of Stewart, and then Victoria will be safe at first. So a runner at first now. We got nobody out here in the bottom half of the second inning.
Runner on
Saints
first.
trailing 2-1.
Nobody out. Brooke Vasquez now batting.
That's Brooke Vasquez. There to third, running up Ford Stewart, not able to handle it over to second. Throws in the center. Runners advance. Victoria Valdenis rounding third on her way to home, and she will be safe. And the Saints have tied it up just like that.
Runner
So
on
we're
second.
tied at 2 now.
No outs.
No outs and a runner at second.
That brings up Amanda Guerra.
As Amanda Guerra coming up. Vasquez is going to pick up the RBI. That'll be her 7th RBI of the season. And Amanda Guerra coming up to the play at third base. Espinosa's pitch. Both teams failed, or both pitchers now have had not been helped by their defense here in this one. That first pitch there, back there with the foul, it's a strike, 0-1 the count on Guerra. Guerra, 285 hitter with 5 RBIs in the season. Looks a bunt, and that's going to die and go foul. And the count 0-2 now on Guerra. Vasquez at second. So no balls, 2 strikes. That's up and away for a ball, 1-0. 1-2 the count now on Guerra. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runner at second. Nobody out here in the bottom half of the second inning. Sent towards center. Underneath it, able to come down with the catch is Govit. And that's going to be 1 away.
1 away.
Runner stays at second. And that will bring up Ina Trejo.
Makes the noise for Ina Trejo. A batting.
Runner at second, 1 out. That pitch up and out a little bit of the zone, and 1-0 the count there. The bunt stays fair. No, it doesn't. They said it went.
Two away.
And so 2 away there.
Lauren Garza.
So they called interference, calling an out. Don't quite understand the interference there. The ball died. I didn't think it caught her at all. That one goes right to center. Oh, back forward, able to get it. That'll do it. Saints leave 1 aboard, but they get 1 back. We're tied at 2. We'll head to the top half of the third inning. You're watching Saints softball on the OLLU Saints Network.
Top of the third.
And welcome back. Espinosa coming up to the plate. And she grounded to first, her first time up. That's Carter out on the mound. Carter 52 pitches in 2 innings here. And Schreiner has really made her work. And made Taylor Dagey work also, who threw 92 pitches in 5 innings, or 4 innings in the last game. And that first pitch is a ball, 1-0 the count on Espinosa. And she'll foul that one off. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. And she'll foul that one back at the count 1-2. Carter's been able to get ahead of hitters. It's just after that 2 strikes, it's a little cutesy at times with the pitches and out of the zone. Not want to get up and away. No way to get her to go after that one. And the count 2 balls and 2 strikes now on Espinosa. And again, that one's low, and the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And they're called strike 3.
1 away.
So Cheyenne picking up her second strikeout.
Next up, number 23, Sydney
16 strikeouts now on the season for Cheyenne Carter. And Sydney Christopher now to the plate. It was 1 for 1 here in game 2. That one sit over to short. Rodriguez over to first. 2 down.
2 away.
Here we go.
Casey Govett.
So Casey Govett coming up to the plate here. 2 outs here in the top half of the 3rd inning. Govett's over. Well, scored a run
He's right here. He's right here.
her last time up. She reached on an error. So no balls, 1 strike the count here on Govett. And she reached on a bunt fielder's choice. So that's going to be sent right over to second. Picked up by Trejo, and that'll do it. 1-2-3. First time the Saints have put them down 1-2-3 here today in either game. We will head now to
Bottom of the 3rd we go.
bottom of the 3rd.
Tied at 2, Saints coming
We are tied at 2. You're watching Saints softball at the OLLU Saints Network. And the top of the order now for the Saints is Amanda Sanchez to lead things off here. And she flied to center her first time up. 182 batting average on the season with an RBI. And a 217 on base percentage. And the pitch coming here from Espinosa. A 2-2 game here at the bottom of the third. First pitch there for a ball. 1-0 the count on Amanda Sanchez. That's away in the zone. 2 balls, no strikes now the count. And that's going to be fouled. Tip back. And the count 2 balls, 1 strike now on Sanchez. Sanchez, a freshman from San Antonio here, Southwest High School. That's it, right up the middle. That's going to sneak through for a single for Sanchez, and so a runner at first. And nobody out here for the Saints here in the bottom half of the third inning.
Runner on first.
And that will bring up
No outs.
Elizabeth Rodriguez. A rod 0 for 1 here in game 2. Coming up to the plate. Puts the bunt down, foul. 0-1 the count to Elrod. Grounded the second, back in the first. She's batting .250 on the season with an RBI and a .344 on base percentage. Just 1 for 5 for the doubleheader. That pitch in there for a strike and down in the count. She falls 0-2 to Espinosa. So no balls, 2 strikes. Runner at first. That's there for a ball. The count 1-2 now on Elrod. And a 1-2. That's hit high up in the air. Of it there. Won't he be able to bring it down? And runner Sanchez will advance to second.
First and second.
So first and second now. With nobody out, and that'll bring up Taylor Daggy.
That brings up number 7, Taylor Daggy.
Taylor 1 for 1 today. Home run back in the first inning. Solo shot. She's had an okay day today. She's 4 of 5 with a home run, a single, a triple, and a double. She's hit for the cycle for the doubleheader. And that first pitch is up and away for a ball. 1-0 the count to Taylor. Taylor batting .690 on the season, 4 home runs, 15 RBIs, .719 on base percentage. A sophomore from East Central. That pitch in there for a strike. One and 1 the count to Taylor. Out of East Central High School. And the 1-1. Showing bunt brings it back. The count now 2 balls, 1 strike on Taylor Daggy. And that's it. Foul. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out here. The pitch from Espinosa is up high. The count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Count is full.
And that's it. That's going to drop into left field. 1 run will score. Sanchez comes around, and the Saints retake the lead as Taylor Deggy,
First and second.
second RBI
Saints
of the
take a
game,
1-run lead.
16th of the season now, as she's 2 for 2.
Next up to bat, number 22.
And the
Marissa
Saints
Medina.
again now lead 3-2 here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning with nobody out. And that will bring up Marissa Medina. Popped up to the catcher her first time up. 200 average on the season. First pitch there, first strike, 0-1 the count to Medina. And the 0-1 bunt goes foul, and the count 0-2 on Medina. And that's ripped to the left. That's going to drop. And the bases will be loaded now with nobody out.
Bases loaded, no outs.
And Victoria Baldet is coming up to the plate now
Victoria
for the Saints.
Valderas. Batting for your Saints.
As Victoria coming up here to the plate. The pitch fouled back, 0-1 the count to Balderas. Balderas singled her first time up, batting .500 on the season now with a homer and 5 RBIs. And that pitch up and away in the count, 1 ball, 1 strike to Victoria. That is a senior from Humble, Texas. Out of Cosita High School. And the 1-1. Fouled back in the count now, 1-2.
Count is 1-2.
One ball, 2 strikes. That's it, to right towards the gap. That's going to hit the wall. 1 run scores. Daggy rounding third on her way home. And that'll bring in a 2 RBIs there for Victoria Balderas.
2 score. Saints by 3.
As the Saints increase the lead now to 5-2. And we're going to have a change here in pitchers. And coming out now for Schreiner is Alyssa Reyes. It looks, well, actually, no, who is it going to be? It's going to be Alyssa Reyes, a junior from Edna, Texas. And with that, we'll take a break. You're watching Saints Softball on the OLLU Saints Network.
For your
As Brooke Vasquez
Saints.
coming up
Make
to the
some
plate.
noise.
As Riz, new pitcher for Schreiner. Her first appearance on the mound this year. And that first pitch there for strike would have won the count on Vasquez. Nobody out here in the bottom half of the third inning. Saints with a 5-2 lead over Schreiner. And that's going to be up and way out of the zone. And the count now 2-0. Or 1-1, I'm sorry, the count. And the 1-1 count here. And the count now 2-1.
Count is 2-1.
That gets away. Runners advance, coming home to score. And the Saints now lead it.
Runner on third.
6-2. So a 4-run lead now for the Saints. Runner advances over to third. As Garcia at third there. And a swing and a miss on that one.
Count is full.
They count 3 balls and 2 strikes now. Nobody out, runner at third. Sends that, and it's going to be pass out off the glove there of Riggs. Another run scores for the Saints.
First, 7-2 Saints.
And the Saints take a 7-2 lead here. They've scored 5 runs here in the bottom half of the third inning. And their lead is 5.
Number 33, Amanda Guerra.
And that brings up Amanda Guerra. That first pitch in there for a ball. 1-0 the count to Guerra. .269 hitter, 5 RBIs on the season. She lined to center back in the second inning. That pitch is going to be inside the count 2-0. Nobody out here in the bottom half of the third inning. The Saints have put 5 up so far. And that's going to be inside. And they count 3 balls and no strikes now. This is the 14th time these two teams have played one another. The Saints have won 11 of the previous 13. And that's going to be just inside for a strike in the count. 3 balls, 1 strike now to Guerra. Aina Trejo on deck for the Saints. And a 3-1. It's up a bit, but they're going to call it a strike, and the count is now full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And a 3-2. That'll be pulled foul. So 3 balls, 2 strikes to count here. right to short, and Riggs can't handle it, and it will go off into center field. And now 2 on.
First and second, no outs.
With first and second. And no outs here. And a 7-2 lead here.
Ina Trejo.
Ina Trejo coming up to the plate now. And that'll be the 3rd error now for Schreiner. First pitch is going to be low and away for a ball. 1-0 the count. The bunt, back foul, the count 1 ball, 1 strike. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out. Runners at first and second here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Saints have scored 5 here in this bottom half of the 3rd. That bunt will go foul. The count stays 1 ball, 2 strikes. They lead at 7-2 here against Schreiner. Busy week upcoming for the OLLU Saints Network on Tuesday, 5:30, 7:30. Women's basketball at 5:30, men's basketball at 7:30 as they host Houston Tillotson University. And at Friday at 1 o'clock, we'll have game 1 of the conference home opener for softball against Jarvis Christian. And we'll head over to maybe Gymnasium, 5:30 start time, women's basketball against Wiley College. And then at 7:30, and that's going to be sent foul, and the count stays 1-2. Then Saturday, early morning start, 11 a.m. for the Saints hosting Jarvis, game 1. Then at 1 o'clock, game 2 against Jarvis. Then we'll head over to the Get Gym again for a doubleheader of women's and men's basketball, 5:30 and 7:30, also against Jarvis Christian in the regular season finale. And on Sunday, that liner, and that'll be a double play, 2 down. So a pitcher's best friend there, able to get 2 outs now. And what's been a nightmare of an inning for Schreiner.
That brings up
But next Sunday,
13, Lauren Garza.
noon start time, Texas Wesleyan University over at Missions Baseball Academy, as we'll be playing the Saints in some baseball. So 8, 9, 10 broadcasts over the next week for you here on the OLLU Saints Network. That pitch there for a strike for Lauren Garza. And that's going to be foul. The count, no balls, 2 strikes. Oh, 2. Outside there for a ball. 1-2 the count, just off the plate. So 1 ball, 2 strikes here against Garza. Flied to center first time up. 429 hitter on the season, 2 RBIs for Garza. And the 1-2 sends out one right over the second. First. And 3 away. Not before the Saints put 5 up and take a 7-2 lead. We'll head to the 4th inning. Saints with the lead. You're watching Saints softball on the OLLU Saints Network.
Denise Stewart batting first.
Top half of the fourth inning coming up here. Saints with a 7-2 lead over Schreiner. Denise Stewart coming up to the plate here. As she had a bunt single back in the first inning. And that first pitch in there for strike, 0-1 the count. Cheyenne Carter now 62 pitches. And a little over 3 innings of work. And that'll be a ball, 1 strike now. She got some help that last inning from the offense. That's popped up in the air. Taylor Daggy up. One away.
Sam Hernandez now batting.
Samantha Hernandez coming up to the plate now for Schreiner. One for one with 2 RBIs here in the second game. She had a RBI back in the first game. First few hits of the season she's gotten here after a slow start to the season. So no balls, 1 strike the count here from Carter. And that one off the outside edge for a ball, and the count is even. 1 ball, 1 strike. Riggs in the on-deck circle for Schreiner. And the 1-1 up the middle, another hit. Hernandez is having a field day with Saints pitching today.
Runner on first.
So a runner on first with 1 out, and that'll bring up the leadoff hitter, Coral Riggs.
Top of the order, Coral Riggs. Number 4 now batting.
Well, she is 1 for 2 today. And that one inside jammed her, and she fouls it back for a strike. 0-1 the count. And the 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2 the count. Riggs struck out looking back in the first inning, had an infield hit in the second. And that one a ball. One and 2 the count here to Riggs. Runner at first, 1 out here. Top half of the fourth inning, Saints with a 5-run lead. Swing and a miss, strike 3, 3 strikeouts now for Cheyenne Carter.
Runner on first.
Second time Riggs has been
Nicole
rung up.
Schreiner now batting.
And that'll be 2 down now. Nicole Shader coming to the plate. She's 2 for 2 here today. That first pitch to her is down low for a ball. 1-0 the count. Shader. So 1 ball, no strikes. And the pitch in there for a strike will even up the count at a ball and a strike. And the 1-1. Catches the inside quarter. 1-2 the count now on Shaner. Now one set line right to second. Trejo there for it, and that'll do it. Schreiner leaves 1 aboard. Saints still lead by 5. We'll head to the bottom half of the fourth inning. You're watching Saints Softball on the OLLU Saints Network. And welcome back to the OLLU Saints Softball Field here on the campus of Our Lady of the Lake University on the west side of San Antonio. Samantha Sanchez, top of the order to lead things off here for the Saints with a 7-2 lead here in the bottom half of the fourth. First pitch there for a ball, 1-0 the count from Reyes. That's going to be a ball, 2-0 the count now to Sanchez. Sanchez singled in the first and again in the third, 2 for 2 today. 217 batting average on the season with an RBI, 250 on base percentage. That pitch is going to get away from her. And the count now 3-0.
It's 3-0.
So the 3-0 here to Sanchez.
Good pitch.
Ball 4 and a leadoff walk.
Runner on first.
So runner on first with nobody out. That'll bring up Elrod. Liz Rodriguez. As Liz 1 for 2 today with and has scored a run. And that first pitch outside corner looked a little off the plate there as the catcher was set up a little off the plate there, but it's going to be a strike. 0-1 the count here to Elrod. And that's going to be up about the same place as the previous pitch. It's ball this time. So 1 ball, 1 strike the count. Nobody out here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. Runner at first base. Saints with a 7-2 lead over Schreiner. Taylor Dagey on deck. Now it's going to be chopped foul down the third base side. The count now 1-2. Elrod grounded to second back in the first, singled and scored a run in the third inning. Last inning, part of that 5-run inning for the Saints. A 1-2 from Reyes, up and away, and the count now even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody out with the runner at first, bottom half of the fourth inning. Saints trying to sweep this second game, get the second game, and take both games of the doubleheader. And the 2-2 from Reyes, away off the plate. And the count is full now, 3 balls and 2 strikes. And the payoff for Reyes. As we sit right over to third. First. One away. The runner advances
Runner
to
on
second.
One away.
And that'll bring up Taylor Dagey.
Taylor Dagey now batting for the
So
Saints.
Taylor coming up to the plate, who has been a complete nightmare for Schreiner's pitchers today. 2 for 2 in this one. She's got a homer and a couple of RBIs. She scored a couple of runs. Game 1, she went 3 for 4 with a triple, a double, and a single. She's batting .700 on the season. First pitch in there. 4 strike, 0-1 the count. Taylor Dagey. Batting .700 on the season, 4 homers, 16 RBIs, and .727 on-base percentage. And the 0-1 now here to Taylor is inside, and the count evens at a ball and a strike. The sophomore out of East Central High School. And that one sits right over to third. Over to first. And 2 away now.
2 away. Runner on second.
As the runner stays at second base. 2 outs.
Marissa Medina.
As Marissa Medina now coming up to the plate. The right fielder. Medina 1 for 2 this afternoon. She scored a run. Scored last inning. And part of the 5-run third for the Saints. And that one is going to go foul. And 0-1 the count now on Medina. In the bottom half of the 4th inning, 2 outs now, a runner at second. Over to short. That'll do it. Saints leave 1 aboard. We'll go to the top of the 5th. They will have a 5-run lead. You're watching Saints Softball on the OLLU Saints Network.
Saints by 5. Schreiner comes.
Top half of the 5th inning coming up here. Alyssa Mackey to lead things off for Schreiner. She's 0 for 2. Fly to center. At the second, fielder's choice. Sends that one back deep towards the gap, and it's got a chance. It's off the wall. On her way to second, and she will stop at second with a double. So a leadoff double for Mackey.
Nobody out.
Was maybe held up a little bit. She had gone at it, I think, full speed. I think she would have been at third base, no problem. I think she kind of expected it to be gone, and I think she was kind of trotting it towards first when she first hit it. And it caught the fence there. So Cordone now, first pitch there, strike, 0-1 the count to her. Cordone walked and grabbed it out back in the second. That one gets away. So 1-1 now, a runner at third with nobody out. Schreiner threatening here in the fifth inning. No, the fifth inning. That's sent to right. Medina gets it. Runner will stay at third.
One away.
So one out now. And that will bring up
Alyssa Reyes.
Alyssa Reyes to the plate. Reyes, a 125 hitter on the season. Hit high in the air. Over to get it, and that's going to be runner tagging, and they're going to be in safe.
2 outs, runner scores.
So the runner scores
By 4.
on the sac fly.
Nobody on. Sydney Christopher.
So now the score is now 7-3 with 2 outs here in the fifth inning. And that will bring up Sydney Christopher, who singled back in the second and grounded out back in the third. First pitch is strike there from Carter. And that's it high in the air. Get underneath it, and that'll do it. Schreiner sits one across the plate to draw back to within 4. We'll head to the bottom of the fifth. Saints leading. You're watching Saints softball on the OLLU Saints Network.
Number 12.
And welcome back.
In the bottom of the fifth, Desiree Garcia.
Desiree Garcia to lead things off here in the bottom half of the fifth inning. Saints with a 4-run lead here, 7-3 over Schreiner. As it will be Garcia, Vasquez, and Amanda Guerra due up this half inning for the Saints. First pitch. There for strike, 0-1 the count on Garcia. Garcia batting .077 on the season with a 200 on-base percentage. For the junior from Cypress, Texas. And that's it towards right. It's going to drop in a base. A leadoff hit here.
Runner on first.
In the bottom half of the fifth inning. And that'll bring up Brooke Vasquez. As There's a discussion out there with the coach, the home plate umpire. I don't know if there's some sort of change or nope. Coach Meyer from Schreiner did not have her lineup card correct. It didn't match with the umpire. I guess she was checking with. How about Garcia? Garcia's good. She's at first. Nobody out. Brooke Vasquez now coming to the plate. The pitch from Reyes sends that down over to third. Backhanded over to first. And will be way out at first. So runner at second out and one out. As the runner advances.
Number 33.
And Amanda Guetta now coming to the plate.
Amanda Guetta batting for your Saints.
Runner at second, one out. Guetta sends that sharply over to third. Can't handle it very well. Over to first and not in time. No way! No way they call her out. She was well ahead of that throw. That was just an awful call.
Second.
Awful call by the infield umpire. Awful.
Batting number 20.
Two down.
Lauren Guetta.
As you could see clearly there on the screen that she was beat the throw. So now two outs after that call. And that first pitch is a ball. 1-0 the count now. To Guetta. Fouls that one off. 1-1 the count. So 1 ball, 1 strike the count. And that's fouled out of play. The count 1 ball, 2 strikes on Guetta. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. That's away. The count now even 2 balls, 2 strikes to Guetta. Guetta hitless on the season. That's 3-2. The count is full.
Count is full.
It's Lauren Garza on deck. Out of the zone, ball 4.
First and second, 2 away.
So runners now at first and second and 2 outs. And that'll bring up
Lauren Garza.
Lauren Garza.
Number 13, now batting.
Garza, the freshman from McAllen. And a ball, 1-0 the count there. Garza. Two 2-0 the count. 2 balls, no strikes to count here for Garza. Flied to center, back into second, grounded to second and the third. Batting .375 on the season, a couple of RBIs. And that one low, gets away from it. The runners advances now to second and third. On 3-0 the count now. And the top of the order in the on-deck circle with Amanda Sanchez. If Garza can keep this inning going. That pitch is there for a strike, and the count now 3-1.
Count is 3-1.
And the 3-1 from Reyes. Sends out one. It's going to find the gap. 1 run scores. 2 runs will score. And that'll be a double, 2-run double.
Stand-up double. Saints score 2, 9-3.
And the Saints take a 9-3 lead. And that will bring up the top of the order, Amanda Sanchez, who's 1 for 2. And looks going to be a substitution taking place, or is there a check of the lineup again? Again, make sure you tune in on Tuesday night. Women's basketball starts at 5:30 against Houston Tillotson, then men at 7:30 against Houston Tillotson. Then again on Friday at 1 o'clock softball as the Saints
Jessica Verona.
plays host to
Put a round of applause for Alyssa Reyes, folks.
Jarvis Christian. And then it'll be women's basketball at 5:30, men at 7:30 on Friday against Wiley College. Saturday, doubleheader women's softball against Jarvis Christian, 11:30 at 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. And then a doubleheader basketball, women's basketball, 5:30, men at 7:30 as they close out the regular season against Jarvis Christian. Then on Sunday, baseball at Missions Baseball Academy as the Saints host former RAC rival Texas Wesleyan. That's all coming up this week. Well, it's pitching change. We'll take a break. You're watching Saints Softball on the OLLU Saints Network. And welcome back. As Jessica Verena has checked back in as a catcher, or the pitcher here in this second game. She started game 1. First pitch there to Amanda Sanchez, a strike, 0-1 the count. Sanchez, .217 hitter on the season with an RBI. She flied to center in the first and singled in the third and walked in the fourth. Looks at the ball there, the count 1-1. Runner at second, Saints with a 9-3 lead. That one right back to the mound over the first. And a close play at first is called out. Of course. We'll go now to the top half of the 6th inning. Saints with a 9-3 lead. You're watching Saints Softball on the OLLU Saints Network.
Casey Govett.
And welcome back to the OLLU Saints Softball Field here on the campus of Our Lady Lake University on the west side of San Antonio. Mike Thompson here with you as the Saints with a 9-3 lead as we head now into the top half of the sixth inning. Lauren Garza now on the mound. Cheyenne Carter coming out after throwing 82 pitches. Grounder over to the mound, or to the circle, and over to first there, and one away.
Nobody on.
On the ground out there from Govett.
Denise Stewart.
Govett now 0 for 3. Denise Stewart coming up to the plate now. She's 1 for 2 today. And that's going to be sent over to short. Elrod with it over to first. 2 down.
Sam Hernandez batting.
That'll bring up Samantha Hernandez to the plate. Hernandez 2 for 2 with a couple of RBIs. Looks at that first pitch for a ball. 1-0 the count there to Hernandez. That's grounded over to second. Got over to first. Oh, they called her safe. Unbelievable. That guy is just... So runner now safe at first.
Coral Riggs batting 2 outs.
So 2 outs now. So 1-0 the count now. As Riggs to the plate. And the pitch now 2-0. Riggs struck out looking back in the first, singled in the second, and struck out swinging in the fourth inning. 2-0 the count now for her. 3-0, throw to second. And the count now 3 balls and no strikes. Swing and a miss on that one. 3-1. The count now.
3-1.
See the ball, kids.
So 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runner at second here. That'll be a grounder short. Elrod to first. 3 away. She's out that time, I think. Yeah. All right. We'll go now to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Saints with a 9-3 lead. You're watching Saints Softball on the OLLU Saints Network. And welcome back, everybody. Bottom half of the sixth inning. Liz Rodriguez to lead things off. Elrod today grounded out to second back in the first, singled to center in the third, and ground out to third back in the fourth inning. 267 hitter on the season. First pitch there, a ball. 1-0 the count to Elrod. Saints with a 7-run lead, sends that one, and that will find its way into the gap. Elrod will stop over at first.
Runner on first.
And a runner on first now with nobody out, and Taylor Dagey coming up to the plate.
Taylor Dagey, number 7, now batting.
Taylor now 2 for 3 here in this game. She's got a home run, 2 RBIs. She scored 2 runs. Looks at that one down for a strike. 0-1 the count. Taylor homer to left, back in the first, singled in the third and grounded to third in the fourth. Today she's got a home run, 2 singles, a double, and a triple in both games. And that one's low. Throw over to first, back in time is Elrod. Maybe, yes, she is. So 1 ball, 1 strike to count now on Dagey. Taylor, 677 hitter on the season, 4 homers, 16 RBIs. And that pitch is off the plate for a ball, and the count 2-1 now. Marissa Medina in the on-deck circle for the Saints. And that's it there. Loops over there. It's going to be a single, and she's now 3 for 4 here. And she's on base again.
No outs.
So runners in first and second and nobody out here.
Marissa Medina.
As Marissa Medina now up to the plate. She is 1 for 3 today, and she has scored a run. The right fielder. Junior from El Paso, Franklin High School. And that pitch is down low for a ball, 1-0 the count.
Go, Blue.
Medina popped up to the catcher back in the first, singled in the third, and grounded out to short back in the fourth inning. 227 hitter on the season, a 320 on-base percentage, and the pitch here sends that one over to short. Over to second, will get the lead runner, Dagey. But now runners on the corner and 1 out.
First and third, 1 away.
And that will bring up Desiree Garcia. Or will there be a change? Yes, no, it'll be Desiree Garcia coming up to the plate. Garcia 1 for 1. She scored twice today. And a meeting out at the mound here.
Ready for action, nip it in the bud, we never relaxing. Outcast is everlasting, not clashing, not at all. But see, my nigga want to do a little acting. Now that's for anyone asking, anyone passing.
1 out here. We'll take a quick break. You're watching Saints Softball on the OLLU Saints Network. As here we go, as Loretta at the circle there with 1 out here. Runners on the corner. Garcia's first pitch is up high. 1-0 the count to Garcia. One out here, bottom half of the sixth inning. Right back to the mound. Throw to first, runner advances now. Runners at second and third.
Second and third.
2 outs.
2 away.
And that will bring up Brooke Vasquez, who's 1 for 2 with an RBI.
Vasquez now batting.
And if Brooke can get anything towards the gap, this one is probably over. And that's up high in the zone, 1-0. So 1 ball, no strikes to count here. That pitch on the outside corner, they're saying, and it's going to be a strike, and the count 1-1 here to Brooke Vasquez. Vasquez, a .360 hitter, 1 homer, 7 RBIs on the season, .429 on base percentage. That ball is low. 2-1.
Count is 2-1.
From Verana. The 2-1. Caught her. And that was pretty rough. That one was pretty hard there. So Brooke Vasquez will head over to first. And the bases are going to be loaded now with 2 outs. And that will bring up Amanda Guerra.
Batting for the Saints, Amanda Guerra.
Guerra 1 for 3 today. With 2 outs and the bases loaded here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. First pitch in there for a strike. 0-1 now to Guerra. That one gets away. Here comes a run at the plate. It's going to be safe as Liz Rodriguez. And runners advance, and a run scores.
10-3 Saints.
And the winning run is now at third base. As it's now 10-3 in favor of the Saints. So anything into the outfield is going to end the game. Anything in play in the outfield. And that's going to be a strike. The count now 1-2.
Yeah.
That's going to be down low. The count is even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. With 2 on here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Saints with a 7-run lead here against Schreiner. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That'll do it. We'll go to the 7th. Saints will try and end it the old-fashioned way with a 7-run lead. You're watching Saints Softball on the OLLU Saints Network. And welcome to the top half of the 7th inning. Saints with a 10-3 lead on Schreiner University here, trying to sweep this doubleheader. Saints are 5-4 on the season. Schreiner 0-5. The first pitch there as Schoner.
One away.
As Elrod gets her at one away. One pitch, one out, and that'll bring up Alyssa Mackey. One out here in the 7th. And Cordon is on deck for the Mountaineers. First pitch low for a ball, 1-0 the count to Mackey. Mackey flied to center back in the first, into a fielder's choice in the second, and doubled in the 5th. Hits that one sharp. Daggy lost it for a moment, sends it over to first. 2 down.
2 away. Sam Cordon now batting.
Samantha Cordon now coming up to the plate, but 2 outs. As Schreiner down to their last out. Cordon 0 for 2. She's walked today. That first pitch is up in the zone for ball, 1-0 the count. There's a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. And count here to Cordon. And the pitch for Garza inside the count, 3-0. So 3 balls and no strikes.
3-0.
With 2 outs here in the top half of the 7th inning. Over to short. Elrod with it. The first. That'll do it. Saints take the doubleheader.
And that would be
Take the first one with 6-3. The second one here is 10-3. Saints now 6-4 on the season. Winner of that one, Cheyenne Carter. She's now 4-2 on the season for the Saints. Next up for the Saints come Friday, doubleheader against Jarvis Christian at 1 and 3 o'clock, and then again Saturday a doubleheader at 11 and 1. Next broadcast for the OLLU Saints Network coming up Tuesday, 5:30 start time. The women's basketball, number 1 in the nation, with a 24-game winning streak, will be taking on Houston Tillotson University, and men's basketball at 7:30, also taking on Houston Tillotson. So for everybody out here at the softball field, this is Mike Thompson saying so long, everybody. We'll see you next time.